you believe it on any level, you can sell yourself. We sell ourselves on stuff all the time. So are you selling yourself on what you want, or are you selling yourself on the limitations of what you believe you can't have? This is so important to recognize and to be in state when you're setting your goal. Absolutely.
Powerful.
Everything is possible. We're the only ones that get in the way of our goals. We're the only ones that get in the way of achieving our goals.
Yeah, because you will find anything that will validate your belief.
Amen.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
You will
100%.
find it. You will see it. It's like that red car that now wherever you look, it's red. If you think world is unfriendly, you will find and only focus on things that are unfriendly.
Real women, real lives, real stories. This is the Ladies in Power podcast. Unfiltered, unscripted, and refreshingly authentic. We're not holding back, and maybe after this, neither will you. Let's go.
Welcome to the Ladies in Power podcast. My name is Mika Casey.
Hello, I'm Sandeep Batha.
I'm still Dr. Soraya.
I'm Govinder Dal.
And we are Ladies in Power just like you, or someone you know if you're a man, of course. We are talking today about goals. Do you set goals? Do you believe in goal setting? Do you set goals for the week, for the month, for the year, for 10 years? We're going to talk all about goals. We have a new year upon us, and goals are, in my world, very important. I believe, as Les Brown says, if you aim at nothing, you hit nothing. So I love to set goals. And so as you're listening to our podcast, think about your goals. Do you set them? Do you aim too high and miss? Or do you aim too low and hit? That was one that really got me thinking. And we want to get you thinking too, because you're here with us. So who else wants to talk about goals?
Ooh. Anyone?
Oh, wait.
Oh.
The jammies.
Oh.
Let us acknowledge the jammies.
Yes. they are
What, these
beautiful.
things? These things.
Oh, thank you so much to your friend.
Yes, thank you.
Who had these amazing jammies, and they fit all of us perfectly. And
Yes.
I mean, they're
We feel very good in them.
Yeah,
they're
we do.
lips.
Yes.
They're jammies
Made for us.
made for us.
Yeah. And there's 4 different sizes, and it just miraculously all fitted. Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, that was one goal that we hit.
Yeah.
That was a goal. I remember talking about this, and one day we're going to do so many podcasts, and then one of the episodes will be the lips.
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Done.
Yeah.
Check mark.
And if you want your own set of Ladies in Power jammies, just type in Ladies in Power jammies in the comments section, and we'll make sure to connect with you and hook you up.
Yeah. So talking about goals, and you asked a really good question. I always try and put a goal out there that I think I can hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, which may not be the right thing to do, but I don't want to kind of aim so high that I disappoint myself. Like, for example, it could be weight. And I will not say, well, I want to be 120 pounds because I don't think I'm going to hit it. But if I say I just want to be 140, I know that's more achievable. I'm not going to set a goal I'm going to be super disappointed in. Is that how you guys do it? Or you go for 120 and you hit 130 and you're happy?
I think what you're doing is really right.
That's good.
And so the reason why I'm saying it is because
I don't know. I should laugh.
Well, from a coaching perspective, when we write down goals that are unattainable, we know that, and therefore we're not going to do it.
Yeah, we know that.
And so when but if we have steps, if we have incremental steps to reach that goal and have baby goals to reach that big goal, we are most likely going to reach that big goal. So if you have itty baby step goals,
Itty bitty. She was trying to say itty bitty.
so how about 3 pounds a month?
Yes, that's doable.
And then in 4 months, you'll lose 12 to 16 pounds, and that's attainable.
Wait, I don't get that math.
Okay, she said 3 pounds a month times 4 months. That's 12.
Well,
She's in her jammies. She's in jammy mode. It's okay.
Leave her alone.
I'm like, well, you may lose more.
Yeah.
You may lose more.
Yeah.
Well, I believe you don't ever want to lose weight because we are programmed to find what we lose. And as children, we get usually scolded in some way if we lose
Lose
things.
something.
And so we are deeply programmed to find what we lose. So shifting the words from lose to shed or shred or release or dump or crush or something that is not
Dumping is somehow not right. I'm going to dump away 12 pounds.
every woman would love to dump 12 pounds. Don't you think? There's nothing
Dump away 12 pounds.
I'm going
No.
to take one for the team because I guarantee wasting at least a decade in my, I don't even know which years. Every year, New Year's resolutions goal, lose 10 pounds.
Yeah.
So I fully confess that was not a great system. And now to learn perhaps why, that's really insightful. But about 10 years ago, I came upon a book called The Code of the Extraordinary Mind
Okay.
by Vishen Lakhiani. And at the very back was this exercise you can do if you so choose. And the exercise was there are 10 areas of your life and you can rank them out of 10. So I grabbed my husband and I said, let's go for coffee. And we parked ourselves in a coffee shop. And I said, yeah, so there's these 10 areas of life. Let's just rate them and see where we are. So it might have been something like family life, career life, skills, your social, socially, your health, variety of different things. So we went through the exercise. And really, it was just going to just to rate it. But no, I know myself better than that. We were going to get a little deeper into it. So that first year, though, I will share that it was such an eye-opener for us because I don't know if it was the first year, but it's been 10 years. So this year is going to mark the 10th year that we're going to be doing this exercise.
Oh, wow.
It stuck around and we just love it. So then we turn it into a twice-a-year exercise. And now we're talking about doing it quarterly. But what it evolved from and into, first of all, the from was that there was a bit of an eye-opening happening because I think of my husband as a very social guy, and he's you would never think he's hurting for that social fulfillment. But when in the first few years, he ranked his social, whatever that is, friendships quite low. And I was like, oh, tell me more. Like, what's going on here? He's like, I have great friends. I just don't feel like I get to see them very often. Very interesting. So then the evolution of the conversation was, well, how do we make that a little bit of a higher number next year? What needs to happen for that? And then it was putting in place some very doable, actionable steps to say, well, maybe I can plan, an outing with a friend once a month or whatever it was that he needed in order to do that. For myself, there came a year, somewhere in the middle of the last 10, where I said my career was like a 2. And he was like, whoa, 2? What's going on? And that was the beginning of the realization that I wasn't feeling as passionate about the work that I'd been doing for so long. And so that prompted conversations about, well, what do you need for that number to go from a 2 to a 6 next year, or a 2 to a 9 would be amazing. But even just from a 2 to a 6, you're still moving in direction. So, but every year, this exercise is just so like valuable and fun. And now we actually do it where we talk about all the whys of why the number might be a 9. So maybe we're both feeling our environment or our relationship is a 9, and we say, well, why is it a 9? And how do we keep it here and not let it slide down to a 6? So the conversation goes both ways. But I really love this exercise. And we've kind of customized it into something that really works for us and continue to evolve. It's just been really remarkable because each year it's never that we've hit all 9s. Never. And something dips, something goes up, something dips, something goes up, but we're constantly gives us a place, a meeting point where we can discuss and say, and then that helps us actually set the goals for the year because then it's for a particular part of our life.
I love that.
Mhm.
Oh, didn't we do something like that with Tony Robbins? It was like
Yeah,
a
the wheel of life.
circle.
It's the wheel of life.
The wheel of.
I was
I
thinking,
remember that. And are you like a perfect circle, or do you remember what they were?
oh, family,
Family,
finances, career, relationships, spirituality. I mean, there were
Health has got to be in there.
health was in
health.
there,
Yeah.
and you draw a wheel, and
Mhm.
then and so you draw a circle, and you put a pin in the middle, and then you
Yeah.
make it
Mhm.
like a pie, and you shade in the areas. So from the furthest outside to the pie is a 10. If you've shaded the whole
Yes.
thing, you start from the inside, and you shade out 1 through 10, and then when you're done shading all the areas, you look at your wheel and you see, would this roll with ease, or would
Oh.
it be super bumpy?
Oh.
And if it's going to be super bumpy because you're a 9 in your relationship and then you're a 3 in career, which happens usually if you're putting a lot of your time and energy into love, then another area is going to suffer, or at least be not as productive or effective. And then you look at that wheel, and so I think it's along the same
Sounds
lines,
like
and
it.
feeling like, yeah, if you're out of balance, if the wheel is not equal, you can be 7s equals and then work for 8s, and then give yourself grace. He teaches us that, to have all of them at the same 7, 8, 9, or 10 is the goal. However, it is not always easily
Possible.
achievable.
Mm.
But working towards something is really important. And just to have a little bit of, my bracelet's making a bit noise here. If you can't see it, please trust the fact that it's absolutely stunning.
Gorgeous.
Red ruby in silver with flowery like things, and it was a beautiful gift from my sister Sandeep here, and I love it. And so it's making a little noise, so I apologize for that. I'll make more effort to not wave it around as much. And so I lost my train of thought with my beautiful sparkly bracelet.
As one should.
Squirrel. So
Diamonds.
It was about the wheel and how where our goal is to get it all even, all the way around. Yeah, which is the same kind of idea. So going back to your first question, do you ladies set your goal up higher than what you expect to get, and then you're happy with what you end up, or do you say no? You want to be more reasonable?
Yeah, so as I learned from Les Brown, do you aim too high and miss, or do you aim too low and hit? And when I heard that, I was like, oh, I've been aiming too low and hitting to celebrate, which is great. I agree with you, Gravinder. We must celebrate along the way.
Yeah.
And it also opened my eyes to the fact that when I set bigger goals and then break them down to the ridiculous, which I learned from Bob Proctor, then, like you said, you've got steps that you can celebrate along the way. So I
Yes.
think putting them both into perspective is the most powerful way to do it, in my experience. Have that, like for me, the big goal was to drive a Tesla. It was a huge goal. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know if I really wanted to do it. It was an experience, and I put it on my goals, my vision board last year, and I just bought a Tesla. So
Woohoo!
excited. It took work. It's not just put it there and wish for it and forget about it. It's actually working towards the goal. And I think a lot of people miss that. There are steps that you can actively take, or at least your subconscious is
Just
taking
takes,
in that
yes.
direction. And I've shared it before on another podcast. I don't want to sound repetitive. However, in the conversation of goals, you start to the RAS, the reticular activating system in the back of your brain. When you set an intention for something, things start to look and see things that are supporting that goal, that vision, that idea. And you don't know how it happened or why it happened. So with that, I do like to set bag goals as big audacious goals. Darren Hardy, that's one of his
That you,
things.
yeah.
I think I read something along those lines. I must have heard or read it somewhere that even taking time to close your eyes and visualize the biggest, far-reaching dream you can for yourself, and then writing it down and having gratitude, and so talking about it like it's already happened.
Yes.
So I don't know if you've done this, but where
you
you pick a date in the future, and on that date you say, today I am celebrating the accomplishment of this, 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 and this. It's how all of it. So you just put it down as wildly as you can. No limits. And I find that a really interesting exercise too, because I feel like it must be training something within me to expect that and not be so surprised when and if it happens, but to say, yeah, okay, that's happened. And when you think about life in a lot of ways, a lot of your goals you've already achieved,
Yeah,
right?
that's
You
true.
must have set some marker along the way, and you're there and you're thinking, oh, I totally forgot that this was such a big deal 10 years ago.
Ago, and now
Yeah.
you're there and you forgot
That's right.
that this house, your
The
car,
house,
That's
your
right.
husband.
You, my
Yeah.
husband.
Yeah.
All of the
Everything.
things, a good
Yeah.
relationship with
Yeah.
your children, all of these things.
Yes.
And so the other thing that's part of our, when we sit down, is we also take time to write out a list of what we're really proud of in the year, individually, as a couple, and obviously as a family. And we really take the time to celebrate that, because you forget along the year, and in a year so much happens.
Yeah.
So when you sit and celebrate that, there's no greater feeling. And I feel like that gives you such incredible momentum for the year ahead. Or the
Yes.
whatever time period ahead. It could be 3 months, 6 months, but to stop and celebrate that, man, we set this goal and like, here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. And it feels really good to just pause and recognize that. And if you have a written copy of it, you can go back 4 or 5 years.
And look
And
at
then
it,
it's just like,
yeah.
whoa, who are we? Like, what? We're on fire. And then some years it's the same goal every year.
Every
And
year.
you're like, maybe should we just get rid of this goal? Like, it's not happening. Or, what are we really not doing to make this happen? So, yeah. Sorry, you were going to say something?
No, you
Okay.
just less than 1% of the population set goals.
Less than 1%?
Yes, and less than 1% of that
Wow.
1% write them down.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
wow.
That's right.
So there is a power to writing it
Yeah.
down.
And not just writing down on the phone.
Mm.
I read somewhere that when you actually hold a pen or a pencil and actually write it
Right.
down, there's something about that physicality
Energy.
that does something. And so when
Yes.
you write down those goals, actually write down something like you can look at, like you ladies have said, and there's an energy about it that's saying to the universe, this is what I want. And actually, and when you're writing that goal, to what Sandeep was saying, when you write down it as if you've already achieved it, you're at the end part where you hear people congratulating you. You hear you receive flowers, or you receive cards, or you're receiving gifts, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, I just saw you do that! Congratulations!" Where you hear everyone say, "You just did that." So when you place that in your goal, when you're writing that on pen to paper, I think that is what really helps you attain that goal.
The actual
because
writing down of it.
the writing, seeing it in the future, and I am
Okay.
that person now. Like really, really, really visualizing yourself
Feel it.
right there.
Feel
Yeah.
it. Yeah, there was a lot about that.
and-
Feel.
Sorry. And the other thing is that if you're writing down goals, or if you're saying goals and you're not in a happy mood, that goal isn't going to come true, because you have to exude joy. When you exude joy and when you're in that state of equanimity, that goal is going to come, because your antennas, I'm talking about antennas again, all your antennas are clean. And when your antennas are clean and you're writing things down, the universe is like, oh my God, do you hear what she's asking for? Do you see what she's writing? She wants that. She's going to get it. We'll deliver.
Yes, and on that note, you can attain the impossible. There is a bullshit meter, so if you do have a ridiculous goal, your mind will often start by saying bullshit, bullshit, you can't have that. Who do you think you are? That's not possible. This is true. And it's been also proven, if you continue to say it enough times with conviction, as not just an affirmation, but an incantation in your body, feel it. Connect to it physically. Stand the way you would stand when you achieve that goal. Feel the way you would feel. Dress the way you would dress. Breathe the way you would breathe. See, hear, feel, and just experience all of you that achievement of that goal. And like you were saying, acting as if. So I am so happy and grateful now that this goal has been achieved. Eventually, you do start to believe it. The cells in your body do start to believe it. So
Neuroplasticity.
go through the phase of the bullshit. If you're listening and you're thinking, my goal is so big, I'm not gonna, be an airplane pilot, or whatever your goal is, eventually your brain will believe. If you believe it on any level, you can sell yourself. We sell ourselves on stuff all the time. So are you selling yourself on what you want, or are you selling yourself on the limitations of what you believe you can't have? This is so important to recognize and to be in state when you're setting your goal. Absolutely.
Powerful.
Everything is possible. We're the only ones that get in the way of our goals. We're the only ones that get in the way of achieving our goals.
Yeah, because you will find anything that will validate your belief.
Amen.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
You will find
100%.
it. You will see it. It's like that red car that
That's
now
right.
wherever you look, it's red. If you think world is unfriendly, you will find and only focus on things that are unfriendly. If you believe world is friendly, you will focus. There was an incident just a couple of days ago that happened in Australia, and you can look at it and say, oh my God, people are so awful. They're shooting at each other. Or you can focus on the one guy who tried to stop the shooting and save their neighbors. Like exact same incident, two pairs of eyes looking at it, coming with two different conclusions. So absolutely, you believe in it, you see it as if it's happened, you write it down, you visualize it. I have a vision board. And some of the things, like one of the things I've always wanted to do is be on a private jet. Okay. I mean, I just want to get on a private jet without having to line up and have to go through security and do all of that. Like, that would be the coolest thing, right? And it's been up there forever, but I'm sure one day it could be that maybe all of us will hire one and just go from here to like LA. It doesn't even have to be far.
Yeah.
Maybe one of us will buy one.
You know, see,
Yeah.
she's amazing. Here, I'm putting limitation on maybe $500 each.
Maybe we'll have to fight between which of our jets we're going to fly to LA in.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And on that note, I just have to say that, one of the things that has helped me dream outrageously big, like a jet, for example, is that whatever has been placed in my vision for a goal is unique to me. And this is something that really helped me to think, yeah, so it's mine to match to. So what I dream of, what my goals are not going to be the same as yours. They're not going to be the same as yours or yours. So each of one of us has a unique goal, which tells me that mine is kind of meant for me to come true.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have the
Why would I have
desire.
this? Where would it come from?
I get
So
it.
then once I recognize that, I'm like, oh, yes, then come to me. Like whatever is coming, I'm not going to limit you anymore. Like you're coming to me. I'm going to have a jet. I'm going to do this. Fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. Like, let me just believe in the possibility. And that's where I've shifted from limiting myself and saying, oh, that's just too much. Let's be realistic. I don't think like that anymore. I just go, yeah, if it's in my field of vision, and it's outrageous. Oh, fun. How great. The creator is telling me that, hey, listen, this is here for your taking. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
And I'm learning now how to get to that space of that frequency and the clearing of those antennas and to get to a place where it's just time collapses, space collapses, and it's mine.
Wonderful.
And I shouldn't have to think twice about it and say, wow, how did this happen? It happened because it was meant for me. I'm the one who thought of it. So this isn't, when you go into those wild and what feels like wild and crazy dreams, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're just everyday dreams, and it's how we put so much weight on them that makes them feel unattainable.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really helped me.
If you have a goal and you haven't reached it for many years, like you shared, what comes up for you that would lead you to want to take the goal off? Like, genuine. I mean, you say playfully, maybe we should take that off. What leads you to, because I'm sure you're not the only one. I know there's a goal on my vision board that's been there for probably 15 years since I started doing vision boards. And it is a big, audacious, scary goal for me. That's okay. Because I do vision board events every year, and I've got one coming up in a couple of weeks, and I'm like, am I going to put that on the board again? After you said that, I'm thinking about it. So what goes through, does anyone else have any goals that you contemplate having again?
Like weight issue, like every year, like Sandeep was saying, every year it's the same thing. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to lose 10 pounds. And finally, after I'm sure 20 years of putting this every year, finally it happened this year and I lost the weight I wanted to. Now, it's maybe a product comes that you take, maybe it's a switching of your mind, maybe you just don't feel like eating as much anymore. But I don't think you should take a dream off of your board ever, because you're basically telling the universe, you know what, I
Took
made
too
a
long.
mistake. Yeah, I don't like your timeline, I'm taking you off. Like, if I was the universe, that would really piss me off. Like,
Yeah.
give me a chance. I'm coming
That's
for you.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I think we
With
should
with
always keep it.
And with the one that I shared earlier, the same, like lose 10 pounds, lose 10 pounds, I realized that what exactly is getting in the way of those 10 pounds. And for me, the other thing I do also is I pick a theme word or two to kind of fuel me for the year. So one year I recognized that it was a lack of self-love that was the barrier for losing the 10 pounds, because I obviously was putting other people's needs ahead of mine, or at least that was the story I was telling myself. Not making time for myself to work out because, I got a call from one of my kids. I need to drop this off at school. I should do this. I should do that. But not prioritizing myself.
Yourself.
And I had to really sit and get real with myself that really, like, this is a question of self-love. So for self-love to show up, what needs to happen for me? And for me, it was a matter of, well, every day, no matter what, I carve off, these number of hours, and I'm still not there yet. Like, I'm still not at the point where I can say, okay, family, 8 to 11, don't talk to me. I'm not available. A call comes in. I'm like, but what if, I should do it. They need me. I'm not there yet, but I'm working. Anything but working. Oh, shucks. I gotta stop my workout halfway in. Okay. Oh, well, but there's something in there about self-love or self-prioritizing that I had to kind of really come to terms with. And so that's still a process for me. And I hope to report on that. Maybe this will be the podcast that
Maybe.
launched it. Oh my goodness. So yeah. So even just saying that out loud, I think I'm in a way asking for accountability, with all of our viewers and listeners and my fellow podcasters
Send
here.
her messages and ask her, have
Yeah.
you worked out today?
Yeah.
How's your self-love today out
How's
of
your
10?
self-love
Yeah.
today?
But really, so it's almost a shift. Instead of worrying about lose 10 pounds, it became a focus on self-love. So I actually changed the goal from lose 10 pounds to what can I do to show myself more self-love?
Oh, nice.
I really
I
like
like
that.
that.
I
Yeah.
really
And we
like
do
that.
get to have the tweaks.
The tweaks, yeah.
My thing that's coming up
Mhm.
is, how can you measure that? So there's something called SMART goals:
Mhm.
specific, measurable, attainable, risky, and timed.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so in that goal, is it specific enough?
Mhm.
Is it measurable?
Yeah.
Self-love. How do you measure?
No, you'd have to do the SMART goals. So under the umbrella of self-love, now I would say, okay, so how do you measure that? How specific are you going to be? So it would be, okay, 4 days a week, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do 30 minutes on incline treadmill.
Okay,
Plus,
so
I'm
that's
going to,
specific,
plus,
yeah.
So that's specific.
Yeah,
very
measurable,
specific. Yep.
timed. It's attainable.
It's
Is it
attainable.
risky for you?
Well, 4 days a week.
Mhm.
Yeah, puts me at a bit of
Spectacular.
yeah. So, and then I'm going to burn 50 calories while strength training. So if it takes me 10, because I'm doing, all the heavy leg stuff, it may take me 10 minutes. It may take me 30 minutes if that's sort of an arm day. But that was a commitment I made to myself as part of the self-love. 4 days a week because I felt it was attainable.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, that was the thing that I was trying to get out and I forgot to say it, that it had to be specific. So losing weight wasn't just good enough, but losing 10 pounds, and losing 10 pounds was not good enough. We're going to lose 2 pounds every month. Or like really, like Tony Robbins talks about that. It's not like I want to be rich, but how rich do you want to be? How do you define rich? Is it money rich? Is it life rich? Is it family rich? Is it monetary rich?
Specific, yeah.
Be very specific. If you want monetary, is it 10 million? Is it 20 million? If it's 1 billion? And then how long is it going to take you to get there? And I think he also talks about steps. Like he was talking about, okay, you want to be rich, but you can't sit here and just wait for it. You got to pick up the phone and make 50 cold calls or whatever it is.
That's
like
right.
Sandeep was saying, it's very specific
That's right.
to what you're going to do, and then you hold yourself accountable. If you don't do your 50 calls, well, then you're not going to get there. But even if every call is a no, at least you've done it and you've worked towards
That's
that.
the action. Yeah.
So that
A
was
is not attainable. My bad. A is action.
action.
Action steps. Excuse me for that.
Action
R is
steps.
realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R is risky for me.
Okay. And the one I learned, it was realistic.
Realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the feeling, everybody talks about how you feel,
I
right?
think feeling is one of the most important aspects.
aspect of that.
Because I've tried to make goals especially when you're not in the mood and you're like, fine, I'm just going to write this down and see what happens. And then you look at it and weeks later, you didn't do any of that.
Mm-hmm.
You did not follow through on anything.
Yeah.
But when you're calm, so maybe an easy thing to do would be go dance.
Mm-hmm.
Move your body. Beautiful.
Go dance or put on some music that you really love. Really get yourself into that mood, like into that nice, calm, easy, happy, joyous mood, and then write down the SMART goals.
Nice.
And when you're writing down the SMART goals, make sure you have a pencil or a pen and a paper, or actually a whole goal book, and even track yourself. Maybe tracking is really good. I believe the SMART goal, actually, I think there's something about tracking in there too.
I don't know about tracking. I don't track. So I just share with you the process that I learned from Tony
Okay.
that has been really effective for the listeners too. Is he gets us into state, just like you were saying. You
Okay.
get into state. So whether it's dancing or whatever it is, get yourself into a joyful, powerful state. Think about the things that make you happy. Stand the way that you would be when you're happy. Breathe the way you would be when you're happy. Go back to really happy members and get yourself into state. Number one. Number two, stand up. Because when you sit down, you're blocking half of your energy. Learn that from Bob Proctor. You're crunching your energy. So stand up. Have your notebook and your pen because, like you said, you're moving energy through your pen into your book. Once you're standing up, you're in state. Now you start writing the most outrageous, ridiculous, beautiful goals. I want a house in Maui and a house in Africa, and I want to ride an elephant, and I want to have a pink Tesla, and I want to have a podcast that's picked up by Netflix, and whatever else it is that you're setting the intention. The greatest love of relationship of your life. You've got spectacular health, meaning I am fit, I am strong, I am sexy, I am capable, I can stand up off the floor without using my hands. The more specific you can get, the better, and you're in state. Then, once you've got your list, you're done. Set yourself a timer and let yourself go crazy. Dream big, 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 big. I want a private jet. I want to buy my friends private jets, whatever. Because what that does is it opens up your mind, your heart, and the energy fields for you to actually start to flow. You're not limiting the flow. The minute you limit the flow of a river, what happens? It creates a mess. So the same thing kind of happens in your mind so allow yourself to freely write those things down without judgment, without getting into the tyranny of how, just writing them down. Then your next step is to look at those goals and break them into, is that a 1-year goal? Is that a 5-year goal? Is that a 10-year goal? And write down 1, 5, 10, 1, 5, 10, 1, 5, 10. Once you're done that for a few minutes, then you look down, you look at all those 1-year goals, and you ask yourself, which one is the most important? Because you might have 21-year goals on your list. So you look at what are the top 3 that when I reach them, notice when I reach them, not if. When I reach those goals, it's going to make the biggest difference in my life and the lives of others. And there you have your top 3 goals for the year. It's a process that he teaches in Date with Destiny, I believe it is.
Oh, okay.
And it is a phenomenal process. And then you've just brain dumped without judgment, without limitation. And the beautiful part of that is you've put it in the universe. You've put it out there. It's out. So hopefully that's helpful. But it takes courage. It takes tremendous courage, especially if you've had a goal on your list for 10 years that you haven't reached yet. It takes courage to keep. I mean, there's somebody in my life that I love so dearly. Actually, there's many people. I find the older people get, the more they're afraid to set goals.
Yeah.
Afraid to take those risks, afraid to want more, afraid to be judged because they're greedy or they want more or they don't know how it's going to happen. And so they don't. And what happens when you aim at nothing?
You get
You
nothing.
get nothing. And my gosh, please, if you're listening to this episode, set some goals, go through the process. I'm so passionate about it because the more people I talk to, they're not setting goals. I couldn't believe less than 1% of people actually
Is that true?
intentionally.
Like, is that a statistic we know for sure? That is
That's a Bob Proctor
very...
statistic. He's pretty legendary.
And maybe one of the, to what you were saying, Mika, maybe one of the things that we should be saying to ourselves for that massive percentage that doesn't set goals is, I am worthy.
Yeah.
I
Gorgeous.
am worthy.
Gorgeous.
And just keep repeating until your whole body and your brain and your heart all agree, and you will be worthy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And what's coming to me is also remove the logic, remove the thinking part of it, remove the head. And really, like what I've heard you say is, when you're getting into that state and you're dancing and you're in a good mood, your heart will lead you. So you're in your heart. And then it becomes something really fun. Again, I don't think goal setting should be ever, oh, it's heavy. Oh, I don't. Then I don't understand what we're doing then if we're not happy about goal setting. Because goal setting is not a punishment. It's something to propel you and make you feel excited about life. So I think something's getting lost if people feel that it's work or it makes me feel bad or, they're not realistic. And why do I have to put a goal down knowing I won't achieve it? But how do you know that? Like, how do you know what you can and cannot achieve until you dream it and put it down?
That's right.
And then,
Beautiful.
yeah. But I wonder, out of the 99%, what does prevent them from goal setting?
Fear. Fear that if I put it out there and I don't reach it, I'm a failure. Fear that people are going to call me greedy. Fear that people aren't going to love me if I work too hard to reach it. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of loss, fear of all the limiting beliefs. And like you were sharing so beautifully about self-love, when we have self-love, with that comes so much courage. We have to have courage in spite of the fear. Everyone has fear.
I was thinking about something Mika said. She says, well, we put it on the board and then we start to work towards it. Sometimes, honestly, things manifest even without you working for it.
yeah,
I
sometimes
don't
they do.
even, like today, what happened? I was going through a lot and I put out this Christmas tree and I needed a white ornament. And I mean, the thought just kind of occurred. It just kind of, it would be really good if I could have a white ornament to add to my Christmas tree. And today, I mean, Mika gave me a beautiful angel that I can hang from my tree. It's right up my alley. It's white. It's exactly what I wanted. And I did absolutely nothing I didn't go out there. I didn't advertise it. I didn't verbalize it. It was just a really deep desire. So I don't know. I honestly think sometimes the universe answers your deepest desires and you don't even have to do anything. Right people will show up. Right parking place will miraculously come up when you're trying to park somewhere. Right article will cross your path. The right letter will reach you when you are depressed. And you didn't do anything to deserve it. It just came.
You believed.
I think you just believe. Yeah.
That's a big one for a lot of people who don't feel self-love. They don't believe it's possible for them. They don't believe they're worthy. They don't believe they just don't believe. Some people stop believing.
It's like Santa Claus. You don't believe, you don't get.
That's the rule.
You don't get.
But Masa, one thing I would just point out is today, I think you mentioned that, your day started off with some potential,
downer.
Okay, you say it's better coming from you. And you thought for a moment, should I cancel today? Should I not go? Because, who knows what's going to happen. But you chose to overcome that thought and you chose to be here. And then lo and behold,
The white ornament.
is there for you.
Did take an action.
So you did take an action,
Okay,
which
so
I will
look
say,
at it that
which,
way.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was a fairly okay, it didn't take years for this to happen. It happened on the same day or maybe the day after that you had the thought. But you see, you still took some action. You overcame something in order to be here
Yeah.
for this podcast.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Notice.
And
Yeah.
it was actually, I don't want to let everyone else down, right? You
Yeah.
guys are all ready to go. And I've had a shitey day yesterday. And I'm like, well, I don't want to cancel because that means the girls can't do their recording, right?
Mhm.
I just didn't want to be a downer on that. So maybe also having goals that involve other people's well-being. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we wish health for other people first and then we wish it for ourselves because whatever you sent out comes back to you magnified. And since I was explained that by my grandmother first and then all the teachings that I've had, I'm scared to put any negative thought. I mean, okay, that's not honestly true because I can say something like that lady should not wear those pair of pants. Like, that thought will occur and then I will recognize it immediately and go, it's none of my business. I shouldn't say that.
Erase.
But yeah, like never want something really mean for someone else because it will echo back into your life. It's okay to say, my God, I'm so proud of them. I would like the same life for myself, but not cutting somebody down in order to get what they got.
Mhm. Yeah.
Goals will pull, we need to be pulled towards our goals, to do goals for good, not out of fear. So when I hear about the releasing weight goal, two things. One, when you say I want to lose weight, so we talked about lose. The other part of that is that somebody could have an illness and that weight goes away. So to be very clear in your goals, I want to lose or release 10 pounds of waste. Waste, not weight, waste. Let me release the waste from my body so my body can be stronger, healthier,
Very
freer.
good point.
So elaborate on the getting clear. Like you were saying, I want to be rich. Okay, well, here's 5 cents. I want more money. Here's $1. Yeah, your wish is my command. You've got the goal. Is it really what you wanted? So get super clear on it in the waste goal. The other thing is, if we're focused on what we're losing or what we're giving up, that will usually get us started, but it doesn't sustain. So we need to have something, once we've pushed ourselves, we need something on the other side that continues to pull us. So what is it that is pulling you towards the goal? What are you moving towards? So yes, I'm releasing 10 pounds of waste, which is fabulous because
I
want to
more
be
health.
healthy. I want to be fit for my family. I don't want to be a burden. I want to be able to run. I want to look fabulous in this dress, whatever it is. So there is a push and a pull in the goal setting. It's very important to have both pieces.
And if nobody has watched this movie, they should watch 1,000 Years of Yearning.
Oh, okay.
And it is a wonderful movie about a lady who finds genie in a bottle. And the genie, oh my God. Okay, I love Idris Elba. I love.
Okay.
But anyways, he's the genie and he comes up. But this woman is not stupid. She's just not going to make a wish because wishes have consequences. Goals have consequences. Exactly what you said. I can be 10 pounds lighter. Here's some disease. You're 10 pounds lighter. Go to Mexico and drink the water. She was asking the genie, give me your experiences. What kind of wishes have people had and how did they go wrong? And something that even love, a woman asked for this beloved and the love ended up costing her everything. The movie is so well written, so well thought about, and at the end, she makes the best choice for herself and the genie. It's wonderful, and it might put this whole discussion into a different light, that our goals are important and how we set them, why we set them, and who's going to benefit from it. Is it a selfish goal? Is it a good goal? Is it affecting the world around us? Is it just a me goal? And how do I get that? And what is it I don't want? So you don't want to record. If you keep saying to the universe, I don't want to be sick. I don't want to be sick. All it hears about is sick.
Yeah.
So being very, very clear what those goals are. But I really suggest I go watch that
Thank
movie.
you.
That's a great
Great recommendation.
Yeah.
Excited to check it out.
And I think gratitude. I
Yes,
think
yes, yes,
gratitude
yes, 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 yes.
in not attaining it right away. Thank you.
Yes.
What is it that I can learn? And then tweak.
Mhm.
Like I think no matter how many goals we write, we should look back and tweak it
Mm.
because you've grown in a week or 2 weeks or in a month.
Yes.
So tweaking it and saying, thank you so much because I just learned something. And now I'm going to reset my goal and I'll be able to attain it because I learned X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
So I think gratitude is really important because it shows us what we've learned.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a beautiful expression from Bob Proctor again, who I believe is the god of goal setting, or at least the older one. And he says, goals are not to get, goals are to grow.
Oh, let's think about that.
Goals are not
Not
to
to
get,
get.
goals are to grow. Who's the woman that you become in the process of reaching that goal? When someone wins the lottery, what happens? The money goes back into the pockets of the people who are working hard and building businesses, people who are money conscious. The business professionals end up getting all the money. The person who wins the lottery ends up broke in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they haven't grown into the person that knows how to manage the money, be responsible with it. There's a process that happens there's a person you become in the process of reaching a goal. If you give a 12-year-old or a 16-year-old a Ferrari and they don't completely understand the mechanics of the car and how to navigate a road at those speeds, the child might likely die because they haven't grown into the person that understands how to handle that vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so powerful. And that's why sometimes goals can be on our boards for 10 years and we haven't reached them yet. So I just thought of that. I actually just put those two together.
Yeah,
It's not time for you to get it yet.
Yeah, that beautiful journey
Mm.
of getting there. And when you say it's not time, sometimes when you're writing those goals to yourself, the universe is like, it's not time because this has to be completed with this person. This has to be completed with this person. And this hasn't even come out into the world yet.
I know what that means.
And so your goal is en route.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the reasons why we should always be writing. We keep that big goal because the universe is
get there. It's just
conspiring to give it to you.
Yeah.
And if we don't ask for what we want, we're going to get things that we don't want, ladies and gentlemen. Like, seriously, what's the alternative of not setting the goals?
Just
Not growing?
accepting whatever comes your way, then you're good with it.
You're letting the universe and other people to dictate your life, your happiness, your journey. If you don't set an intention, if you don't have an idea of where you're going, you'll end up just sitting like a rubber duck in a river, floating along with no direction, no outcome, that's fun for a little while. At the end of this beautiful life that we're given, do you want to be the rubber ducky that's just flowing along, going where everyone wants you to go and doing what they want you to do and being who you want them to be? Or do you want to step into this brilliant mind that you have and this heart that beats 100,000 times a day given to you for free, that you don't have to do anything for at birth? You were given it, and you have the world is your oyster. You have every opportunity to become the greatest you. It takes courage to dream, to wish, to want, to work hard, to surround yourself with people that are going to help you to reach the goal. If you want to become a scientist, you don't hang around with dentists. If you want to become a banker, you don't ask the baker how to make money. You put yourself into situations, people, places, and perspectives that are going to help you reach your goal. But first, you must have the courage to set the goal, to have that courage to set the goal. And don't worry about the how. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. If you're clear on the goal, you have the courage for the goal, you're specific about it, you put yourself into the environments, it's possible. It's possible. It's just too often I meet people that don't set goals because they're afraid that they're not going to happen, and they're afraid of that failure and feeling bad. And you know what? You're not going to be the same person on the other end. Even if you don't reach the goal, you're still a different and better person because you've worked towards it. Progress equals happiness. Progress. It's not always achieving the goal. It's just one step in front of the other sometimes.
Okay, I sometimes
Lovely.
feel like the rubber ducky is a really good thing. I'm
I
just
did have that
saying.
thought. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, oh, just cruise along.
When she was explaining it, I'm like, some days I really would like to be that.
Thank God you weren't the only one because I was like, that actually sounds pretty relaxing.
Yes, sometimes until the rubber ducky comes up to a grate
And it's stuck there.
and it gets stuck in the grate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just imagining a
Wait,
really free-flowing river without any issues. I kind of just had the little ducky's like wings behind its head, just sort of cruising down. Its little web feet crossed over each other.
I had the same vision.
Okay, question. Okay, so I'm the 99%. I'm very motivated by this amazing podcast.
Yeah.
And I am willing to overcome my fear.
Yes.
But ladies, I don't, what do I do next? What's my next step? How do I set a goal?
Grab a piece of paper, get yourself a pen or pencil, stand up, put on some great music, and dance. And then dream. Dream. You can look through magazines, you can get online, you can think of your favorite movies, you can think of people that you know that have things that you've always wanted or admired or been inspired by, and put it down on paper and just allow yourself to flow. Write it down, dance, sing, play, and write.
And I think the smart technique is a great beginner piece.
Ready?
Talking about dancing.
Yeah.
This is our timer, so we don't keep talking.
Let's go back to you. Smart.
I think the SMART goal is a great way to begin. So if somebody doesn't know that, they can Google it, Google SMART goals, and you can start with those. And I loved the book that you were talking about. What was that book again?
Code of the Extraordinary Mind.
Code of the Extraordinary Mind.
Let's check
By-
it out.
And I just had a thought too, because I'm like, how do you start that first goal? But so part of the SMART when I was doing goal setting with patients was also, so they would set the goal. We'd make sure it fit the SMART criteria. And then the question would be, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that you'll be able to achieve the goal?
Oh, no.
And if their number was, ideally it should be around a 7, I think, so that it's somewhat of a challenge, not so hard that they have no confidence of achieving it, but they felt quite confident. So if they said, well, I feel like I'm level 2 in confidence, probably not the right goal. Because they're already setting themselves up to not achieve it.
Oh, but
I know, but you did. Sorry. And as I'm saying that, I'm saying, no, but at least you're going for something. You're right. And actually, as I was saying it, I was like, oh, that's something to think about, is at least you're putting something down.
yes.
And even if it's a 2, your confidence is a 2 that you'll achieve it. You've still made progress from never having done it,
Yeah.
from never
Yes,
having done it. Yeah. So no, thank you. Thank you as well.
And then having that person that you can speak to, your safety person, a best friend, or whoever you completely trust, and asking them to join you in achieving this goal, so they can hold you accountable if you choose.
A buddy
Yeah,
system.
a goal buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
That's
they have
really
their
good.
goal, you have your goal.
Yeah. Cheering each
Love
other
goal
on.
buddies.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think goal buddies is great.
Actually, in business, that's what they tell you. That you have a goal buddy. If you want to make X amount of dollars, how much did you make this year? How much did you make this year? Are you going towards that goal? Goal buddies for fitness, goal buddies for everything.
I love that.
I love that.
Goal buddies.
I love that.
Yes.
We'll be your goal buddy.
Yeah.
If you want to
Yes.
write down your goals, and if you have an anonymous name or you want to create an anonymous profile so you feel freer to write down your goals with us, just make sure to subscribe first so that we see your. I don't think you have to subscribe, but subscribe, and then you can see
Why not?
your-
Make that your goal.
Make that your goal.
I'm going to subscribe to Ladies in Power podcast.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Share your goals with us if you have the courage to do so. If you want some support in reaching those goals, we are here to support you in the ways that we can. And it's about being resourceful, resilient, courageous, tenacious, and focusing on the woman or man that you're becoming in the process, and remembering that goals are not always to get, goals are to grow.
I love
And
that.
like you
Yes.
said, if they're somebody said scary, make sure they scare you and excite you. And if you're not doing it for you, maybe you're doing it for somebody else. Whatever is going to pull you to keep going to get that. And if it doesn't happen for 10 years, you're becoming a better person, and ultimately
The universe is conspiring to give it to you.
Ultimately, you'll get it. Amen.
So happy goal setting, everybody.
Yeah, happy goal setting. I'm inspired.
Yeah.
I'm going to dance, gonna pull up my journal.
Wear your jammies.
Wear the jammies.
Wear your
Yeah.
jammies. Yeah. We all have those outfits that we feel powerful in. So maybe it's putting a powerful outfit on, getting up and dancing, and allowing yourself to dream and
Be outrageous.
be outrageous.
Outrageous.
Oh, I love that. And on that note,
Thank you for joining us, and
we'll
See you next time.
The views shared on this podcast reflect our personal experiences and opinions. This content is not a substitute for professional advice. Please consult a qualified expert for any medical, legal, or mental health concern. If this conversation spoke to you, please follow the Ladies in Power podcast and leave us a review. Your voice helps more people find this sisterhood and these conversations. Together, we rise. And remember, your voice matters here.